Anime fans, One Piece fans, what is good? The answer to that question, of course, is One Piece. One Piece is what's good. Today, I just wanted to talk about how strong is Kizaru in relation to the other admirals. So when we're talking about Kizaru, the community can get very heated over this character. You got people saying he's anywhere between stronger than Akainu and the strongest admiral and like Yonko level, to people saying he's weaker than Fujitora. So the community is pretty split on this character. Lots of people say he's the most OP character in the series, basically. Others say not so much. And one thing we all can agree on though is that his devil fruit is overpowered, so it's just a matter of how much Oda has nerfed his ability, because if you just maximize his devil fruit to its highest potential, he could just speed blitz every single person in the entire One Piece world easy. But of course that isn't the case, so you can't really use the nature of his devil fruit to justify his strength. So now I'm just going to talk a little bit of where I think Kizaru stands in relation to the other admirals. How strong of an admiral is he in relation to all the admirals over the whole series? So like Fujitora, Sengoku, Akainu, Aokiji, just all of them. One thing I want to get clear right off the bat is I do not believe that Kizaru would be or ever has been stronger than Akainu, because Akainu, you could just see he was portrayed and implied to be the strongest admiral, just on a little bit of a higher level than the other two, at least in the beginning when we first met him. That's just how he was implied, how he was addressed. So I do not believe that Kizaru is stronger than Akainu. However, I believe that during Marineford, Kizaru and Aokiji were around the same level. Of course, pre-time skip admirals don't have a ton of feats that can be put above one another. They have feats, but not necessarily battle feats that show one is stronger than the other, unless it's something like implications and portrayal, like Akainu. But I do believe this is a little bit of projection on my part, but just by the way they were portrayed, I believe that if a Yonko is a 10, Akainu is probably a 9 pre-time skip, and Aokiji and Kizaru were something like an 8.5. But then here's the thing. During the time skip, Aokiji and Akainu battled, as we know, and it was an 11-day battle, so that would mean that both admirals were getting power-ups and getting the edge over the other, and they were just going back and forth until one admiral got the higher power-up that the other could not match, or something like that, and that admiral was Akainu, and Akainu won. But I do believe that both Aokiji and Akainu broke the number 10 or the Yonko level bar, at least Akainu for sure. I don't know if Aokiji did for sure. I believe he probably did, but of course that's not set in stone. But either way, Kizaru, we know he's a little bit of a lazy guy, and he doesn't necessarily do a ton of training, and he didn't do any major battles like that we know of that would have given him some kind of power up or forced him to push his limits. So he most likely stayed at the same spot he was pre-time skip, which would be the quote-unquote 8.5, and that would mean that Aokiji is now stronger than him. I believe that Kizaru is weaker than both Aokiji and Akainu. And in relation to the newer admirals like Green Bull and Fujitora, I believe would probably be like an 8 in comparison to the Yonko's 10. I know that might be lowballing him a bit, but just from what I've seen of him, I feel like that's probably where he is right now, because I don't think all admirals are equal, even though he could be stronger than that. For now, I would put him at around an 8, and Ryokugyu, of course, we know nothing about him, so I would just put him at the same spot as Fujitora for now. So that's where I would think that Kizaru is, kind of in the exact middle of all the admirals past and present, because of course Sengoku was Yonko level, so that would be the last admiral to compare him against. So to answer the question of this video, how strong is Kizaru in relation to the admirals, I believe he is in the dead middle. He's not the strongest, but he's not the weakest. He's like in the middle of all the admirals there have ever been. I believe that Aokiji surpassed him in the time skip, and of course Akainu was already stronger than him, but I don't think that Fujitora and Green Bull would be at his level for now. Well, I can't really say Green Bull, as I said, because we know nothing about Green Bull, but I feel like Fujitora is probably a little bit weaker than him. Of course, I could be wrong about that. I'm not saying that's set in stone, but for now, I will place Fujitora a little bit weaker than Kizaru, so I would think that Kizaru is in the dead middle of the admirals. That's my opinion on this whole controversy, because I know a lot of people will roast me and they'll be like, bro, Kizaru is light, he's stronger than Aokiji, he's stronger than Akainu, he's as strong as Akainu, he's Yonko level. But this is just my opinion, please respect that. That's where I would put Kizaru in relation to all the other admirals, and I guess in the relation to the whole verse, because the number 10 is Yonko, so that's how strong I think he is in relation to Yonko's. So I guess this is also kind of a how strong is Kizaru video. That's how strong I believe he is personally. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, and only if you enjoy my content, like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more One Piece content. Also share this video if you found it enjoyable, and comment down below how strong you think Kizaru is in relation to the ranks of the Admirals, or in relation to the One Piece verse as a whole. And I will see you in the next video.